Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Tequila Talks, your friend Tequila Bay. This evening, I'm gonna be enjoying Codigo 1530, or Los Codigos, as it is known, as to why this brand is called in that respect. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Tonight, me and Alex were joking before we got in front of the camera. Long day, long weekend, busy, had a couple tequilas this weekend, so I'm definitely feeling the effects of that. But I always like to show up. I always like to be able to drink some good tequila with you guys. So I think this is a good opportunity to wind down, to relax. I told Alex, I'm not standing. I'm gonna sit down on my couch. You do what you gotta do, because I'm just here to drink some good tequila with my friends here on YouTube. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Codigo 1530, the portfolio, what makes this brand unique. I'm sure a lot of you guys have probably already drank Codigo. But let's start out with the Blanco right here in front of me. We always say the tried and true expression of agave. But what makes Codigo 1530 unique is that they also have a Blanco Rosado here to my right. The Blanco Rosado, as it's become a little bit more popularized in the tequila world, these Blancos are legally allowed to be barrel rested. So it's still considered a Blanco, but less than 60 days barrel aging. Anything more, now we're entering into what is a reposado. This Codigo Rosa was rested in this French white oak Napa wine barrels to where it adds this nice pink hue, but for 30 days. So again, we're staying below that 60-day mark, and it's considered a Blanco. We have the reposado, we have the añejo, the origin or origen, the extra añejo. I am not fortunate enough to have a bottle of that, so as soon as I see it on the shelf, or if I'm traveling and I see a bottle, I'm definitely gonna pick it up, because Codigo is slowly trickling up the ranks, and it's becoming one of my more favorite tequilas. It is additive free, so again, for the people that want to drink the product that is tried and true, that is making tequila, or distilleries or products that are being made in the fashion of the ancestral process, additive free, no chemicals. Codigo is confirmed additive free. So definitely, as I drink it more, I get to enjoy the expressions of the agave. And it is made at NAM 1616, which is Varo Distillería. It is a single NAM distillery, so we only make Codigo 1530 at Varo, which for people that are attention to detail, that are keen on those little nuances of what makes a good tequila, or if it's a distillery that is making a plethora of products, I definitely like to enjoy tequila that is only made at single NAM distilleries. So reading into it a little bit, their mezcal recently launched their mezcal. Now they have two variations of the mezcal, but in front of me I have the mezcal artesanal, which is a combination of espadín and tobalá, a couple different agaves, magueyes, and I was reading here on the bottle, they have la trituración, or the maceration of the agave, the tajona y burro. So they're using the donkey to be able to crush these agaves, these piñas. So made in Oaxaca as well. But reading into some more of the portfolio, I think what I like about Codigo is that they have a very extensive portfolio of tequila. They have a couple different limited edition releases with George Strait. They have some very rare limited edition extrañejos that, again, I think the second that I find them on the shelf, or someone gives me a call, hey, do you want to buy some tequila, some expensive tequila? I never shy away from that opportunity. So let's see, what else can we talk about? I mean, I think this evening for me is just a much more laid back. I definitely wanted to just be able to hang out with you guys and have a nice glass of tequila. Our last time that we sat down to film, we weren't able to actually get this episode out. So the cool thing about what Alex and I do, we stand on business. We don't play around, and we got to get shit done. We're gonna step up to the plate. We gotta drop this video tomorrow. So when we leave, when we break this down, Alex is gonna go in the lab. He's gonna make it look cool. We're gonna do some B-roll. But still, we like to enjoy ourselves with tequila. So even though I was dragging a little bit, now I think I'm in better mood, man. I feel much better. So let's go ahead and crack open this Rosa. Now, the reason why I want to drink the Rosa, number one, is Blanco. Number two, I've slowly been diving into and thoroughly enjoying the world of wine. And just finding all the different parallels of the wine world and the tequila world. And I think I prefer tequilas that are aged in wine barrels over whiskey. They have different, obviously different nuances and different variations and different, hints and notes and details that these barrels are adding to the tequila. But what I like about tequilas that are aged in wine is the fact that they just get a nice tannic, like much more tannic, much more textured, more sweeter, more fruitier, but naturally without abocante. So again, we don't want to be drinking tequilas with additives, although I do enjoy tequilas of all spectrums. I definitely as well prefer tequilas that don't have the additive. So for me, I think I enjoy more wine barrel aged tequilas because they're just adding subtleties. They're not really overpowering the tequila like a whiskey aged or Scotch aged tequila would, or any other variation. So these Napa wine barrels, uncharred, the French white oak. I also prefer drinking tequilas that are aged in French oak, a much higher quality of oak, much more tannic, much more textured. So I definitely recommend you drinking tequilas that are aged in French oak. Almost dropped it. See, I'm starting to fatigue a little. I'm losing steam. I think I need to do a little sip. This is like the regeneration of power. Salud. Wait, I gotta nose it. I've nosed this before. I've been drinking it quite often. So again, just nice flashes of fruit, slightly oaky. You still have a strong presence of the agave. You get a little bit of citrus and some peppers. Again, just all of those right components that you want to be noticing in a good Blanco tequila. So let's go ahead and take a nice sip. Salud. Really, really complex. I like the pepperiness of it. I like the slight oak, but the wine, the red wine, really pulls through with those flashes of fruit. One other thing that I like about the rosado variations or the pink tequilas is that depending on the barrel or depending on the type of red wine or the type of the cycles of aging, how many cycles these barrels have seen of wine, you get different hues of pink. Some Codigo bottles that I've picked up are like a really kind of opaque and pale pink. This one's a little bit more on the red side. So that's another thing that I like about the rosados is the variation, the variance. And I think this one's a little bit more wine forward. Oh my gosh. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I definitely needed to taste some tequila. I think it's putting me in better spirits. So my honest review with this Rosado, I think if you want to, play around and start kind of diving into what these Rosas, these wine barrel-aged tequilas are, I think they bring in a good dynamic. Being an additive-free tequila and being a tequila that's made in the right fashion, I think we're gonna find all the right components. It's a little bit harsh, on the more harsh side with the pepper. So if you're not really comfortable with those pepper notes, I wouldn't say don't drink it, but you might be surprised that it's a little bit more peppery, and then that wine influence kind of dries the palate out a little bit. So a little bit more tannic, a little bit more dry. So if you like much more buttery tequilas, I don't know if I would recommend this for you, but for me that I do enjoy drinking wine, I think it's just checking off all those boxes for me. So aside from the pepperiness, I think it's a little bit too peppery. I don't know if, the Blanco tends to be pretty peppery as well. So, just a regular Blanco. So yeah, all we're doing is adding those little details of the red wine barrel. So I think the next one I'm gonna definitely dive into, I haven't cracked open the mezcal. I recently purchased that, so I think next, I don't think I'm gonna do it tonight. I think one glass of tequila is enough, but next time, I'm gonna dive into the mezcal. I wanna start talking, I think moving into the new year, we're gonna start, planning out what kind of content we're gonna be doing. I think I wanna start moving into a little bit more of mezcal drinking and education. I myself wanna dive deeper into the world of mezcal. And yesterday I was reading a book on the agricultural processes and the agrarian kind of culture of agave, and just learning a lot about just the complexities of farming. And I really want to be able to start talking about the importance of the farming and the variance of agaves and how that can impact and influence the agricultural, you see I almost spilled my tequila again, influence the agricultural development of agaves, tequila, and mezcal. So I think I had a nice evening so far. Alex, we're gonna wrap this up. On our next episode of Tequila Talks, we will be drinking Suavecito Tequila. This one drops tomorrow. On our next episode, we're gonna be drinking Tequila Suavecito, which is an additive tequila. It has agave nectar. So again, we're doing a little bit of like 180. We're doing an additive free tonight. We're doing not additive free on the next episode of Tequila Talks. And then moving forward, we're looking forward to doing our second Tequila Talks podcast with our friend Dom at Unknown. We did a really cool video on tequila and fashion and tequila and shoe pairing. We're gonna have a lot of fun doing that. So thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm gonna finish this glass of tequila. Like always, shoot your shot, sip tequila. I had a great time hanging out here. Please give this video a like, comment, subscribe. Check me out on Instagram, TikTok. And again, I'm glad to just be able to wind down, have a nice evening, and sip some tequila. Salud.